Florida will serve to open up the match. It will be the freshman, Alexis Stuckey. Josh, let's get our seatbelts on and get ready for a good one today.
Let's do it.
Here's the serve for Stuckey. Pass made high in the air near us. Vondran somehow got it out of the referee stand. It's sent across a free ball for Florida. Stuckey goes right side. Beeson takes a swing. Off hands. Kill for Merritt Beeson. Good start for Merritt, who had kind of an off night for her on Wednesday.
I'd agree, but that's very customary for Florida to establish the sophomore at the right side. A player who hasn't been at the right for very long, but is absolutely excelling in the position. And in most cases, she's the centerpiece of the Florida offense.
So here is Stuckey to serve it again beyond the end line, back right side. 1-0 Florida. Pass made, Flickinger, high in the air. Vondran off the forearms, goes to the outside. A swing. It was by, I missed who it was, the Dotson. Gators get one from the right side. It's played up by LSU. Out to Dotson again on the left side. And she goes down the line, but misses it wide. 2-0 Florida.
That's Dodson showing how she can move the ball around. That first angle shot, low angle, inside Gabby Essex's left arm was right on Ellie McKissick, and it was a laser. And then she turns up, just missed the court, but swung outside the block line, cross body.
Serve forthcoming. Here it is from Stuckey, and it's too deep. The service error for Florida, who had 12 on Wednesday night against Tennessee up in Knoxville. Always more comfortable to serve at home in the familiar surroundings, but it's a service error nonetheless. And serving for Tennessee here is Josie Vondran. Vondran wears number 5. Her serve is in play. Pass made there by Adams out to the outside to Beeson on the left side. And she hits one off of the libero, Ella Larkin, to get the kill. So it's a good start for Merritt Beeson. She gets another one there, 2 in 3 swings.
Trinity Adams had to stretch out for that ball, was able to put up a settable pass, but Florida back in the driver's seat with the serve. And you heard Dave Booz mention how important it is to maintain service pressure for the Gators. Now they're in a position to do so.
Emily Canan steps in and serves here. And her serve is in play, and it's long. So the service error makes it Florida 3, LSU 2. And serving now for the Tigers will be Sine Dotson. Sine 4th in the SEC with almost 4 kills per set, an offensive threat. She also has a good jump float serve, and we'll see it here. Pass made, McKissick to the middle. Gabby Essex's first swing is down as Dotson making a dive from back middle to her left. Couldn't come up with it. 4-2 Florida.
Essex just lightning in front of the setter. Heard a little bit in the pre-match about how the setters have, developed the slide now on both sides of the rotation. But one thing is for certain, that both of them hit very well in front of the setter off of 2 feet.
Dotson right, Larkin middle, Fleckinger left in serve receive. Dotson makes that pass. Vondran all the way out to the outside for Flickinger. It's dug up after it was touched. Canan dug it up for Florida. Sophia Victoria, her first swing, and she just buries one on an angle shot from the left pin.
And I'm always so impressed with the mechanics from Sophia Victoria. She's had matches where she's been a little spotty and had trouble connecting with her setter and finding a way around the block. But then when she does, she's virtually unstoppable, Tom, in this case, that low angle.
Ellie McKissick serves here for Florida on the back line left side, and there's another service error.
Now, while that may be frustrating early on in this match, the service errors, I think, are a testament to how aggressive Florida thinks they have to serve against this LSU Tiger squad.
Aaliyah Williams now serves for LSU, so both middles on the court as Anita Onwusi is up in the front row wearing the goggles. Serve, pass made, Victorian back left. Set outside of Victoria. She goes down the line and got it in for the kill. Kill for Sophia Victoria, who's off to a good start as well, now 2 for 2.
This is an interesting way that Florida runs their offense here, with having the outsides only play in the front row, but of course pulling back to pass, and to show that Victoria can make that swing play where she passes and then swings out to hit, just as a testament to how good she really is.
Merritt Beeson serves here, team leader, 22 service aces on the year. Pass made by Dotson to the outside to Flickinger, off the block attempt. Gators kept it alive. It was Stuckey, sent across by Beeson. Played up by Dotson of LSU. To the middle they go. And a kill for Onwusi.
Anita Onwusi's got such a reach. And in a play where Florida really probably surprised LSU by keeping that ball in play. You mentioned it was off of Stuckey, but the ball dribbled down in front of Stuckey from the block. And just with a closed fist ready at her waist, she popped it back up. LSU, just unrelenting pressure, however, out of the middle.
That's the first kill for the Tigers here in the match. Serve here for Jill Bonet, who serves. Pass Canan for Florida. Slide play. Bree Kelly down the line. And Bree Kelly's down on the ground, but she gets back up. LSU will play it to the back row. Dotson, played up by McKissick of Florida. Stuckey sets Bree Kelly. She's blocked back. Good block cover from McKissick. Victoria swings, and Victoria kills. About 3 steps in from the left sideline. She buries one going to her right.
Well, and that just goes to show how Alexis Stuckey is paying attention to what's going on in the play. So out of transition, Victoria's up under the block, so she's inside the court. Has to get all the way back out in order to hit. Stuckey, knowing that she can't make that full movement, sets the ball inside, and Victoria has a vicious angle shot.
Here's a serve for Trinity Adams, who's checked in to serve. Out to the outside, Flickinger off speed shot, behind the block, played up by Markova. To the back row, Beeson back right, missed it long. Florida 7, LSU 5.
And there's definitely a pace here that LSU is pushing that Florida, I don't want to say is necessarily trying to keep up with, but playing at that pace, there's a lot of crowding at the net, not full transitions, and that opens the door for hitting errors like we just saw.
Flickinger serves beyond the end line, back right side, jump float on the way, past McKissick back middle. Stuckey sets the outside, Markova off the net. It's touched and then dug up by Larkin. Set to the outside, here's Dodson. Gators will play it up. Stuckey will go to the back row. Beeson down the line, missed it wide. 7-6, LSU within one after the back-to-back attack errors here for Merritt Beeson.
And keeping in mind that Merritt Beeson's hitting out of the back row at this point. Florida expanding what they can do, and in the front row setter situation, she hits out of the right back.
Here's the serve for Flickinger. Pass McKissick. Stuckey slide play. Bree Kelly is blocked, stuffed by Dotson. Closing fast was on Wusi, but Dotson got that one. We're tied at 7. And LSU hasn't generated much offense, only one kill, but here we are tied at 7.
Well, that's a fast approach for Bree Kelly, so chalk that up to a good scouting report, and the Tigers expecting the ball to go to her.
Flickinger serve, third time this turn. Pass McKissick. Stuckey sets the outside. Markova. Touch at the net, dug up by Flickinger. Out to the outside to Dotson. Dug up in the front middle by Markova. Played to the back right, and Beeson is blocked by Dotson again. LSU takes the lead. Again, with only one kill so far in this match, they have taken the lead with blocking and Florida errors.
You've heard Mary Wise mention in the pre-match how effective Dodson and Onwusi are. You're seeing that now on the defensive side of the ball. This is their net at the moment.
That serve is long as Beeson calling it out beyond the end line. And she was correct. We're tied at 8. LSU with 1 kill on 9 swings, 1 error. Gators with 6 kills, 4 errors on 16 swings. So here we go with the serve for Bree Kelly, and that's in the net. And another service error for Florida, make it 4. So LSU almost half their points on Florida service errors.
The Florida middle struck that ball kind of high on her hand, it sounded like, from the contact, and it died long before it ever got to the net.
Here's Ella Larkin, sophomore from Mays, Kansas. Playing libero now, but set last year. Well-rounded athlete. The Gators go to Markova, and Markova buries one from the left pin. Off the net just a bit, and made a great swing, getting that 6'5" frame all the way up.
What a great addition to this Florida squad, thanks to the transfer portal. The outside hitter from Syracuse, who's a great passer as well, has just been so dominant at that left pin.
Here's Stuckey to serve, tied at 9 here in this opening set. Vondran goes across with the left hand and pushes it in.
Stuckey's first response was to drop, and the ball landed between her and the sideline. Great play from LSU.
So Josie Vondran, graduate transfer from Ohio State. Part of the Ohio State squad that went to back-to-back Sweet 16s, got the kill there. As here's a serve for Maddie Walk. One-handed set, Essex with the flip shot around the middle blocker, who was patrolling the middle of the net, and Aaliyah Williams ties it at 10.
And that's the confidence that Stuckey has in Essex to follow her on those tight ones and be ready for any opportunity.
That looked like an overpass waiting to happen, but Stuckey stabbed it out of the air and saved it.
It's tough to rate that one because normally you'd say, well, that's maybe a 1, but to run the middle.
Walk sets the right side, and on the slide play, Aaliyah Williams gets the kill. Junior out of Humboldt, Texas, has played in every set for Tanya Johnson here in this season. And LSU retakes the lead 11-10. Serving now for LSU is Sine Dotson. Passing back right, Kanan. Stuckey sets the outside. Victoria off hands. Played up by Flickinger in front left. Walk steps in, sets the outside. Flickinger with a tip. Played up by Stuckey. Look out. Almost collided with Victoria. Back row, in the front right. It's a kill for Merritt Beeson.
And that's the benefit of having a back row attack. When things get a little crazy, having that other option, particularly somebody who can extend like Merritt Beeson, is invaluable.
Bree Kelly back on the floor. Gabby Essex out for the Gators. That means it's McKissick's turn to serve as she serves in his place of the rotation of Gabby Essex. The other middle, of course, I just mentioned back on the court. Bree Kelly serves in her own spot, tied at 11. McKissick, the Florida libero, serves. Pass made Flickinger. Walk, sets the right side. Coming up swinging is Hannah Jacobs, who's in the match. Gators dig it up and go to the right side to Beeson. Off speed shot, played up by Jacobs. Out to Flickinger. She's blocked! Merritt Beeson celebrates after being the majority of that block with Bree Kelly.
And you got to credit them both, Tom. Throwing Bree Kelly in there is important because she takes away that angle. When LSU is scrambling, they're going to look for the easiest shot they can make at that point, which is the angle to the far corner, and Kelly cut it off.
Florida's first block of the night gives the Gators a 12-11 lead here in the opening set. Walk runs it down off the forearms. Flickinger off the net. Dug up by McKissick in back left. Stuckey gets it out to the outside of Victoria. High off hands it goes. Beeson takes a swing, and Beeson kills. It went off the block all the way to the right side of the antenna, and Merritt Beeson blasts away off the block attempt. Florida 13, LSU 11.
The Gators net play all around the ball from Alexis Stuckey being so dynamic and handling those in-plane transition digs to Merritt Beeson on her ready overpass swing.
Serve for McKissick. A bullet. Not a good pass, Larkin. It's a service ace. The Gators' first service ace of the night. And for Ellie McKissick, she's got 20 on the season. Just 2 behind the team leader, Merritt Beeson.
And she may be second in that, Tom, but as we look down through the service stats, she's the only player that when you look to ace error ratio, she's in the positives.
Another great serve. Pass Larkin. Set to the right side. Jacobs hits one low into the net. Florida 15, LSU 11. So the attack error for LSU's right side, Hannah Jacobs. And the Gators have a 4-point lead on a 5-0 scoring run to the media timeout here in the opening set. Florida 15, LSU 11. The Gator Sports Network from Learfield.
Good rowdy crowd so far, but we're trying to find the lucky row of the match. So stand up, get your entire row to yell and scream, and you would be the winner of tonight's Belden Law Lucky Row. The luckier you are, the louder you cheer. Here we go. Oh, man. It's going to be tough tonight. Look at that.
Opening set in SEC play. First of 2 matches this weekend between LSU, the visitor, and the 15th-ranked Florida Gators hosting here at Exact Tech. Tom Collette here at our broadcast position. Across the way, Josh Crow listening in on the Florida Huddle. Have a report from Josh in just a moment. Gators with a 4-point lead on a 5-0 scoring run. 10 kills already in the opening set. Only 3 for LSU as they've been aided by Florida's 4 service errors. The Gators trying to pull away here just past the midway point in this opening set. The Gators lead this series with LSU 49-14 during the Mary Wise era, 46-6. The horn sounds, timeout is over. Let's go to Josh now for a report from the Florida Huddle. Josh?
Tom, as you can expect, there's some comments about the serves and the staff mentioning how, you know what, when you start off a little slow like that, it's okay. But immediately the effect that the service pressure has had as the Gator serves warm up. And then secondly, just what to do in these 2-hitter situations in the front row. Back to you.
Thank you, Josh. Flickinger, Larkin, and Dotson in serve receive left to right. Here's the Ellie McKissick serve. Pass made Larkin diving towards Dotson. Set to the right side. Jacobs with a tip shot. Dug up behind by Beeson behind the block. Sophia Victoria takes a swing at it. They touch it and can walk it there. She will. Can they steer it across? Larkin will. Near the net, Bree Kelly with 2 hands stuffs it down. Great play by Larkin just to get there. But she put it right up in the plane of the net, and guess who's there for Florida? Bree Kelly.
We have to commend the hustle for LSU, but even more so Bree Kelly. In that situation, to not swing away, not get greedy, but direction block, super smart play.
Serve, pass Dotson for LSU in back right. Walk sets the middle. And a quick middle set, just shoot set right to Aaliyah Williams. Left center of the Gator head there, pushed away from us. And it's a kill to end the Florida scoring run. 16-12, Florida with a 4-point lead.
You said it, that push set had Williams moving right to left, and to be able to turn back against the block, still one-on-one, hitter has the advantage there.
6 serves, though, there for McKissick, she served the Gators into the lead, and serving it long is Aaliyah Williams for LSU. The service error for the Tigers. Their second here in the opening set. It's Florida 17, LSU 12. And checking in, actually serving here for Florida, is Merritt Beeson. Flickinger, Dotson, and Larkin left to right. Here's the serve for Beeson. Pass Dotson. Walk, sets the right side. Jacobs comes up swinging, hits the antenna. That is out of bounds. 18-12 Florida.
Jacobs was going for broke on that ball. She's a hitter that you absolutely have to pay attention to. And at the right side, she was looking down the line, just barely clipped the antenna on the way through.
Beeson readies. Gators up by a half dozen. Pass made Larkin, not a good one. Walk, saves it, back row, Dotson, roll shot, blocked by Bree Kelly. She timed it perfectly.
I mentioned earlier, Tom, how effective Florida's middles have been. They hit in front, they hit behind, and they are blocking machines and single-handedly, maybe double-handedly, have the ability to change the momentum in this match with the defensive block.
I like that. I've never heard double-handedly before. That is perfect.
Well, I don't know if it's for one blocker or the fact that there are two blockers that are so good at what they do, but either way.
Okay, well, Bree Kelly got the big block solo there. Kelly, 7th in the SEC, 1.17 blocks per set. And she gives the Gators a big lead here at 7 points, forcing the LSU timeout. The Gators in a 3-0 scoring run as we near the end of set number 1. Tanya Johnson takes the first of 2 for LSU. We're back after this timeout on the Gator Sports Network from Learfield.
Campus USA Credit Union honorary captain. For more information or to enter your child, go to campuscu.com/Gators, and that's campuscu.com/Gators.
Bree Kelly with the big block solo there to give the Gators this 7-point lead. Of course, played with Team USA, the under-21 team at the Pan American Games during this past summer. It was an all-SEC freshman team selection last year. Of course, burst onto the scene last year against Alabama. In the top 10 in blocks per set in the SEC, in 7th place. And her big block there gives the Gators a lead of 7. Merritt Beeson prepares to serve. Flickinger left, Dotson middle, and Larkin right in serve receive for LSU. Dotson with a pass there, high in the air. Walk sets the right side. Jacobs, tip shot, tip back by Florida's Bree Kelly on the way down. LSU plays it to the back row to Dotson. It's dug up in back middle by Kanan. Gators get it to Bree Kelly, who taps it across. Larkin steps in off the forearms. Walk takes a swing. The setter, it's dug up by Beeson back right. Go to the outside, and Sophia Victoria buries one.
And so clean, Tom, against that double block at LSU. Of course, Anwuzi's doing a lot of work to close, but she's got the reach to make the adjustments as she's getting there with her feet. And for Sophia Victoria to hit cleanly through that for the kill, so impressive.
Third serve this turn for Merritt Beeson. Spins the ball, now approach, toss, jump, serve. Pass made, Dotson. Walk, sets the middle. Caught some net tape, but it's down for the kill for Anita Onwusi.
Onwusi with an unorthodox swing there. She was choked up under the ball, just collapsed at the elbow. I used to train middles to swing that way, the short swing. But in this case, I think she had caught the ball just a little over her head and was using it to make up for that and came away with the kill.
Jill Bonet will serve here. Diminutive at 5'4", the DS. Pass made Kanan for Florida. Stuckey back set, right side. Kelly had to stop, put the brakes on, then tap it across. Out to Flickinger goes LSU, off hands, high in the air, played by Kanan. Gators go outside to Victoria, readjusts, heads a roll shot across, dug up by Benet. Vondran sets one in the middle, but doesn't have a connection there with Anita Onwusi.
Onwusi was up and ready, but Vondran setting a little high. And I think Onwusi was just a little late. If she had been just a touch earlier, then Vondran could have located her with that quick set. Instead, she had to loft it and kind of guess.
Trinity Adams checks in for Florida, will serve here. To the bench goes Victoria. Pass made Larkin, LSU. To the middle. Onwusi caught the net, and it stayed in. It spun on the net and stayed in.
In golf, you call that the members bounce. Not really a whole lot you can do here. Tough ball to defend. Just roll it back and try to make it up on serve receive.
Paige Flickinger serves now for LSU. Beyond the end line, back right side. Her approach, the toss, the jump, the serve. Caught the net, service error. Much to the delight of the student section off to our right.
I'll tell you, Tom, the momentum and everything about the vibe of this set changed with two things. When Florida stopped missing as many serves and when they started making blocks.
LSU only 6 kills in this opening set. Florida with 12. LSU hitting a flat 0 in the match to this point. Great serve from Hoyle. Vondran tried to redirect, but guess who was there? 6'5" senior transfer from Syracuse, Marina Markova.
Markova had to jump about 3 inches to cover all of that ball and cut off the opportunities. She's got such long arms. She's already so tall to begin with.
Great serve again from Hoyle, who's in for Florida. Out to the outside, and that was a big rip from the left pin for Sine Dotson.
Dotson's got the height that she can hit high hands. And on that one, she was receiving the ball low. And so she was rocketing it straight out, not hitting down onto high hands, but out. And it's so hard to defend.
Ella Larkin serves for LSU from the left side of the end line, and it stayed in as Adams was getting out of the way. It seemed like Beeson was calling it long, but it just dropped in.
Well,
service ace.
You know what? When you're passing like that on the close ones, you have to trust your teammates in serve receive. And if Beeson's calling it out, you got to go with that and let it go.
She's behind the 3 Florida passers, left to right, Markova, Adams, and McKissick. Pass, Adams. Pushed all the way to the outside by Stuckey to Markova, and Marina misses it wide, trying the angle shot right in front of the feet of LSU head coach Tanya Johnson. Florida 23, LSU 17 after the Florida attack error.
Gators need a pass here to take a little pressure off.
Here's Ella Larkin to serve it again from back left. Pass Adams. Stuckey pushed it all the way to the outside. Markova goes high off hands, played up by Dotson. Vondran sets the middle. Aaliyah Williams blasts away. It's 23-18. And if you're Mary Wise, how long do you wait for a timeout? It looks like she might be calling one here. Well, I didn't see her calling it. I just was looking at what the score was and what might be coming from the Florida head coach. 23-18, LSU on a 4-0 scoring run to make this one a little interesting down the line here in our opening set. LSU in Florida, again, Florida 23, LSU 18 on the Gator Sports Network from Learfield. LSU Tigers trying to make it interesting down the stretch here in the opening set. It was tight, early going. Florida eliminated service errors and started serving it better. LSU has not been effective running their offense, only hitting 69 on this first set. Came into the match hitting 250. The teams break huddle. Now let's go to Josh for a report from the Florida bench. Josh, what do you have?
Both the Gators and the coaching staff cool as a cucumber in this timeout. Just taking some X's and O's from the scouting report and looking at hitter tendencies and ways to adjust the defense and the block to work together and get the ball back. To you.
Thank you, Josh. Here's Larkin after the Florida called timeout serving. Past Markova. Stuckey didn't have to move. She dumps it across. Dug up by Bonet. Sent across by Vondran again. Played up by Trinity Adams. Stuckey goes to the outside. It's too low. Pushed across with 2 hands by Markova. Sets the outside to Dotson. Off hands. It goes high in the air. Saved by Markova. Second contact, Adams. Stuckey turns around and takes a swing at it. Dug up by Larkin after it was touched. Dotson with a tip shot. Behind the block. Played. Tapped across by Stuckey again. Larkin all the way out to the outside to out there to Dotson, and Dotson sails one long and wide. The attack error.
And
Set point, Florida.
2 big saves up under the block by outside hitter Marina Markova. Using those go-go gadget arms, reaching out with just one hand, popping the ball up, enough for Stuckey to go offensive.
Stuckey opened up the match with her serve. Serves here at set point. Vondran sets the middle. Aaliyah Williams blocked! The triple block was up! Essex in the middle of it between Markova and Beeson. And that's how the first set will end with the Gators block. The triple block to end it. Josh.
What a start. Florida being patient, as the coaching staff said they needed to. Didn't start off the way they wanted to from behind the line, but it developed. And then, of course, if you could attribute one factor of Florida's game that has the biggest effect on shifting momentum and taking the lead, it's the blocking effort. And, of course, that came along punctuated by the triple block at the end. Not only does that show the athleticism, the mobility across the pins or across the nets of the blockers, but also how much they expected the ball to go exactly there, such that Markova could come all the way over and contribute to the triple.
Florida Gators take the first set 25-18 on the year when Florida has won the opening frame. Gators are 9-1. Stay with us. Josh and I back for the call of set number 2 after this timeout on the Gators Sports Network from Learfield.
My biggest skill set on the volleyball court is I think I'm a really good teammate, and I really love to cheer my teammates on. Some of my favorite hobbies are hanging out with my teammates. And
Was it Adams?
I really like new. Something Gators fans might not know about me is I showed horses all growing up and competed in 4-H. A fun fact about me is during brandings, I wrestle calves.
Welcome back to Exact Tech Arena at the O'Connell Center. Florida takes the opening set in this SEC matchup against LSU, 25-18, as LSU hits 0 in the opening frame. Gators hit 222. Leaders for LSU in the offensive department of kills on Woosie and Williams. The two middle blockers of the Gators have frustrated Sanae Dotson into a negative hitting number. 1 kill only in the opening set, 3 errors in 11 swings, the most swings of any player on the court. 2 Gators with 4 kills, Merritt Beeson and Sophia Victoria. Josh is back from visiting the bench. Josh, what do you have for me?
Well, looking through this, I've been trying to track passing for the first set. Not astronomical numbers. Gators having to rely a little bit more on the serve and the block, as we stated. But most importantly, in the huddle, every coach's dream between set 1 and set 2 is just the affirmation that the blockers made the adjustments to take away hitters' favorite shots as they were trained based on the scouting report for the Tigers. That's what you want to do, right? You want to be able to make those adjustments and give an easier job of your transition defense. If you make those quality touches, or even better yet, stop the play at the net, then the control's on your side.
Ellie McKissick had 4 digs in the opening frame, now with 995, passing Lauren Moskovic, now in 15th place on the Florida career digs list. Service error to open up for LSU, now playing in the court to our right as Vondran serves that ball, the lefty, into the net. It's 1-0 Florida, as that was an early Achilles heel for Florida in the opening set, but they righted the ship and pulled away at the end. It's 1-0 Gators as Markova will serve now for Florida. Gators in the court to our left, serving left to right from the floor is Markova. Pass made, Flickinger, not a great one. Larkin has to go to the outside to Dotson. Dotson is blocked! Gabby Essex, Beeson up alongside.
You got to think that's the key, Tom. If you can cut the best hitters for LSU off at the knees and make it so that they can't hit the shots that they want. Obviously, the Gators keyed in on Dodson's premier shot. That's huge.
2-0 Florida here in the second set. Gators up a set. Out to Dotson they go again. Gators touch it. Sent back across by Essex. Played up by Larkin. Out to Dotson again. Another swing. Gators block it. Oh, she hit it twice in a row. You can't do that!
Sure can't, Tom. The excitement, my friend, is unmatched. I love it. Calling matches with you on stuff like this, gets me going, and I'm not even playing.
Oh, boy, but I've seen you play before. You're pretty energetic.
Well, maybe once upon a time. I thank you, my friend.
Here's a serve for Markham again from the floor. Pass Dotson and back left. Set to the outside. Here's Jacobs from the left. Gators block it. Great block cover by Flickinger. Dotson again from the left. Gators off of Essex. It's a kill for Hannah Jacobs. Jacobs gets her first kill in her 7th swing.
You never like to see that situation where the ball dribbles down in between a blocker's arm and the net. It's virtually unrecoverable at that pace. But credit the Gator block. That was, the 4th or 5th block at the left pin there, shutting LSU down.
Dotson serves. Great pass. McKissick out to the outside to Victoria. Powers it through the block of Jacobs and Williams. Wow, that is just pure power from the left pin for Sophia Victoria.
And that's no small block at the outside there. Jacobs at 6'2", but she's a grad transfer. So she's got the playing and blocking IQ to time really well. And she takes up a lot of space.
Serve McKissick. Pass made. Larkin out to the outside to Flickinger. Dug up by McKissick. Stuckey all the way to the outside. Roll shot from Sophia Victoria. Dug up by Dotson of LSU. To the right side, Jacobs. And she sends one into Florida's front right. Stuckey couldn't get there in time. Florida floor. LSU 2.
Sorry to cut you off there. Two sides of the Stuckey coin there. Such a great play. She's back on her heels, almost to the sideline, 20 feet off the net, throws that ball out to the left pin. But then just a fraction of hesitation in covering the tip from LSU.
Aaliyah Williams to serve here for LSU beyond the end line, left side back. Now approach and her jump float serve on the way. Pass Victoria. High in the air. Stuckey backs up, sets the right side. Beeson with the tip. Redirected it very well. Scramble by LSU, and LSU has a center line violation called against Anita Awusi.
You weren't lying about that redirection from Beeson. I saw the tip coming. I didn't expect it to go as sharp angle as she did. Very crafty from the right side from Florida.
5-2 Florida. Here's a serve for Merritt Beeson. Gators already up a set if you've just joined us tonight. Here is the serve from the sophomore. Great serve played by Dotson. Flickinger's second contact. Free ball opportunity for Florida. McKissick calls everybody off. Stuckey sets the outside. Victoria down the line. Touched by the blockers. Kill for Sophia Victoria. Make it 6-0-11. That's a pretty good stat line.
Not too shabby at all. And Victoria coming off a great match against Tennessee. She hit 429 on 21 swings. Big offensive match for her when the Gators needed it. You mentioned earlier how Beeson had a lukewarm offensive performance that match. Victoria stepped up to the plate, and she's still swinging.
Sophia Victoria has 5 double-digit kill matches on this year, including the last 3, as she has started to heat it up here in conference play. They've heated it up so much that Tanya Johnson, the head coach of LSU, says, I got to cool down a little bit. We got to take an LSU timeout here. The score here in the second frame after Florida took the first is Florida 6, LSU 2 on the Gator Sports Network from Learfield.
All right, who wants it? Hello. All right, looks like we've got all of our winners. Thank you to Domino's for your continued support of Florida Volleyball.
Let's take a look at the scores from around the SEC in volleyball action. Tennessee and South Carolina playing in Rocky Top. They're in the 5th. Tied at 2 sets apiece. Tennessee 5, South Carolina 4. Texas A&M hosting Mississippi State. Mississippi State and Texas A&M tied up at 1 set apiece as they play in College Station. Ole Miss hosting Alabama. They're up 2 sets to 1. Auburn and Georgia playing at the loveliest village on the plains. Auburn leads Georgia 2 sets to none. Georgia up 22-20 in the 3rd set. Serve Florida. LSU will go to the right side to Jacobs. Gators are there to block it, but it goes out of bounds off the Gator block. So it's a point for LSU and a kill for Jacobs. You mentioned she takes up a lot of space on the right side, the graduate transfer from SMU. Her uncle used to take up a lot of space in the lane. Mitch Kupchak is her uncle.
Oh, great segue.
Florida 6, LSU 3. Here's the serve for Bonet. Pass Canan, not a good one. Stuckey off the forearms. Victoria, a laser beam, but it's just long. Not out by much. Just her first error of the match. 6-4 after the Sophia Victoria error. That was a good swing from Sophia. Off a set, off the bump from Stuckey. Here's the serve for Bonet. Back right side, pass Canan, much better this time. Stuckey slide play, Bree Kelly. Flick of the wrist, down for the kill.
Bree Kelly just a touch early on that slide approach down the net, but making a great adjustment, collapsing at the elbow, flicking the wrist, right down through the seam, right where she needed to be.
That ball had a lot of pace on it just for a flick of the wrist, too.
I'll tell you.
Power. Here's Trinity Adams to serve it for the Gators. 3 in serve receive for LSU. This is Bonet, back right. Vondran off the forearms out to Flickinger. Gator block touched it, but the Gator block also was in the net. Called on Bree Kelly.
Kelly getting a little too aggressive in reaching out to that ball. You want to make contact on your opponent's side of the net. Plane of the net, you have to penetrate. And of course, whenever you get tighter passes like that, it makes it so much easier to extend just a little too much.
Florida 7, LSU 5. Here's the serve for Flickinger. Pass made, McKissick. Stuckey sets the pipe from back middle. Beeson is dug up. Vondran sets the middle. On Wusay is blocked.
And just a little help from Alexis Stuckey. The slightest tip as the ball was coming down through the plane of the net off Anwusi. Just helping it down, Tom.
I liked your Justin Bieber there. The slightest tip. Love it.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that so much.
8-5 Florida. Serve for Bree Kelly. Essex on the court. Dotson from the left. Dug up by Adams, but the dig goes across the net around the antenna. That's out of bounds.
And as dynamic as Stuckey is and her ability to recover subpar contacts, nothing she could do with that one. It was well over the plane, or the net cord rather, as it was passing between the antenna and the up ref.
Florida 8, LSU 6. Here's Ella Larkin serving for the Tigers. Pass made. Slide play. Essex. Wow! Knocked down Larkin. It goes across the net off of Larkin. Back Florida side. Markova swings. Larkin digs it up again. Adams saves it in back right. High in the air, but no one's there in the back middle to take a swing, so it's a free ball for LSU. They go out to Dotson. Gators block it. Behind the block, Essex, and now she's holding that left hand, it looks like.
Gabby
It's
Essex
taped up.
Sprawled backwards into Merritt Beeson as Merritt Beeson was coming up to cover the block. And as she reached out, she might have, she's breathing a little heavy. Looked like it might have hurt. We're going to see Nadie Okamore come in for her instead.
Yep, Nadie Okamore on the court for Florida. Played in the third set with no stat line last time out against Tennessee.
And Essex heads straight over to the athletic trainer to have that hand looked at.
Larkin serves. Gators lead is trimmed to 1. Was that a cross the net violation? I thought Dotson got it out of her hand, but she redirected it as it was trying to be redirected by the Florida setter Stuckey in the net plane. We're tied at 8.
Markova took that pass. I said she's a pretty solid passer. Made a liar out of me in that one. That was a low, flat ball. Stuckey couldn't do much with it.
Serve Larkin. Pass Adams for Florida. Stuckey goes to the pipe. Beeson powers it through and on the floor, sliding back on her backside. Part of that block was Aaliyah Williams for LSU. Florida retakes the lead 9-8.
And how cool is that Florida can use Beeson either out of the pipe or out of the right back when she's swinging out of the back row. Equally effective at both.
Beeson now with 5 kills on the evening. Serve for Stuckey. Set to the outside to Dotson. Tip shot. Played up behind the block by Markova. Set to the right side. Beeson. Angle shot. Dug up by Bonet in back right. Flickinger all the way out to Dotson on the left. Gator block touched it. Stuckey got the second contact off of McKissick's forearms out to Markova. Roll shot kill. Marina Markova.
Brilliant first step adjustment by Markova. Ellie McKissick taking that ball to the left pin off her forearms, but doing it blind. She's facing the right, sent the ball back over her head. Markova, recognizing it was off, held up on her first step and made the smart roll shot for a kill.
Here's a serve for Stuckey, back right. Pass made, Bonet. Not a great one. Larkin has to play it off the forearms from back right. Dotson takes a swing, dug up by Adams. Stuckey pushes it all the way to the left, and she's called for legal contact double hit. That ball spun out of there weird.
Rare error on Stuckey, but right choice, and she's demonstrated time and time again that she can make that play. And going all the way, I call it coast to coast, pin to pin, in that situation makes all of LSU counter-rotate. The block's got to go farther. Smart play, she just didn't execute this time.
Only the 6th ball handling error all season on Florida. Pass Trinity Adams after the LSU serve. Set to the outside. Beeson with a tip shot. Down it goes. Merritt Beeson gets kill number 6.
A lot easier to set the left pin when you're only 2 steps away. Beeson in a position to take a rip on it. LSU knows that. Beeson knows LSU knows that. So she just tips nice and light over the block.
Okay. Markova serves. Still not at full speed. I hate to see her when she's at full speed. And she serves that one in the net. She's got a wicked jump serve that does weird things in flight. But she's been serving from the floor to protect. She wears a boot often off the court.
We heard from Mary Wise on the podcast just this past Monday that
doing better.
She's doing better, but still not really doing much outside of playing at this point.
Shank past McKissick. Beeson has to forearm it over to Sophia Victoria, and Sophia Victoria is blocked. That ball was in the air a long time. LSU had a time to set up its defense with Jacobs and Williams, and we're tied at 11 after the LSU block.
Well, and McKissick with a high-level play there, or excuse me, Victoria with a high-level play there, turned the ball to Toole, but it looked like it clipped her on the way back down.
Sanae Dotson transferred to LSU from Oklahoma. Here's her serve. Set to the middle. Okamore blocked. It goes back across. Florida will go out to Sophia Victoria. Aaliyah Williams touched it with the left hand, but it caught the net and stayed on the LSU side.
Paige Flickinger doing her best to get up under that block, but Florida is so tuned in to the tip over at that left pin. They're tipping the ball, and the block is making a contact on it as the block is coming down, and the ball just dies there.
Ellie McKissick ready to serve for Florida beyond the unlined left side back. Here's the serve. Caught a little net, past Flickinger and back left. Set to the right side. Here's Jacobs. Gator blocker's got a hand on it. Played up by Stuckey in front right. McKissick off the forearms out to Victoria. Victoria caught some hands, dug up by Larkin. Somehow played out of the net by a walk, but it goes off of Josh's right shoulder, to the right of Josh, actually over the table. And Josh makes the play with the ball, gets it to one of the ball shaggers.
Down to my intramurals teammate Caleb, who was ready to handle it, one of the managers for the Florida squad. Just as on point as he is when he's playing intramurals.
Florida 13, LSU 11. McKissick serves it. A bullet past Larkin. Set to the middle. Leah Williams blocked by Merritt Beeson. Sent across by Dotson high in the air. Free ball, Florida. Set to the middle. Bree Kelly blasts away for the kill.
Stuckey pushing Bree Kelly just past the middle on that push set. Kelly is in a position where 2 blockers would have to move to get in front of her, and they just didn't do it in time. Fast set, kill for Kelly.
When Dotson said that ball across, I just thought time to stop for a minute. I was just floating in the air and it went quiet. Wow, what a serve by McKissick. Past Dotson. Roll shot, Jacobs, played up by Beeson. She clears out of Stuckey's way. Off forearms over to Victoria. Sophia Victoria with yet another kill. Make it 8 on the night. Florida 15, LSU 11.
Timeout LSU.
LSU head coach Tanya Johnson wants to get a timeout. She'll get it here. With the Gators on a 4-0 scoring run to make an 11-11 second set. Now a 15-11 Florida 4-point lead. Gators already up 1-0, taking the first frame 25-18. Here in the second, it's Florida 15, LSU 11. Back after this on the Gator Sports Network from Learfield.
Of the game. All right, there you have it. Today's Auto ER service of the game. Thank you, Auto ER, for your support of Florida Volleyball.
'15th ranked Florida up a set over LSU, receiving votes in the latest AVCA poll. And here in the second, 15-11 Gators. Arkansas hosting Kentucky for the second consecutive day. Kentucky won last night after dropping the first set, winning in 4. Arkansas takes the first set at home in Fayetteville over 19th ranked Kentucky, 31-29. Wow. Teams break huddle. Let's go to Josh now for a report from the Florida huddle.
Tom, Florida coaching staff mentioning that consistency is key. Talking about those 4 unforced errors after the LSU timeout earlier and how when the Gators are doing things right, LSU will get a point here and there, but unless they're consistently scoring in the same way, then the game plan is working, and just trusting the game plan. Back to you.
Thank you, Josh. After the timeout, here's McKissick serving left to right across your radio dial. Pass made, Larkin, high in the air, goes to the right side to Jacobs. Gators get a touch on the block, played up by Beeson. Stuckey sets the outside. Victoria winds up down the line, and she missed. Breaks the Florida 4-0 scoring run. Florida 15, LSU 12. After the Victoria attack error, it's McKissick, Kanan, and Victoria in serve receive, right to left, with Beeson, Stuckey, and Kelly for the Gators. Serving here for LSU is number 15, seeing her first action, Bree Zamora. Gators go to the right side to Beeson, and Beeson just blasts one right at Zamora. Welcome to the match, Bree.
I'm going to tell you right now, I'm a Beeson fan. Anybody that listens to our broadcast
You think?
knows that. But even watching her play and being so familiar with her capabilities, she's getting better, Tom, by the match. And that swing, she liked what she saw from the set and just absolutely unloaded on it.
She serves now for Florida. Pass made near the net, redirected by Kelly, played up by Flickinger. Flickinger takes a swing on the outside. It's a tap shot, played up by Larkin off the Gator block. To the right side to Jacobs, no tip shot there, as Jacobs just rears back and rips it one.
Jacobs had a good look angle. Sophia Victoria took the line away with the block. And so Bree Kelly's got to close all the way out, and there's just a lot of room for a right-handed hitter to hit across the body and low, and that's exactly what Jacobs did for the kill.
Bonet checks in along with Dotson, Larkin, Flickinger, Onwusi, and Vondran for LSU. Pass made, Kanan for Florida. Slide play to Bree Kelly, flick of the wrist again this time. Bonet digs it up to the outside to Flickinger. Off the Gator block, played up. Second contact, Larkin. Flickinger again, high off Gator hands, and she can't get there, is Ellie McKissick, and she's frustrated by it as she took off towards the Florida bench, but it landed in the back court of Florida. 16-14, Gators lead trimmed to 2. Bonet to serve it again.
Got to respect Ellie McKissick's, I guess, foot speed. Just couldn't get to that
fast.
one. Yeah.
Pass Kanan. Stuckey backs up a step, sets the outside to Sophia Victoria. And Sophia Victoria hits it off the block attempt of Onwusi and Vondran over there.
This may come as a surprise, but mobility, Tom. Mobility was the word I was looking for, and it eluded me.
Okay.
Got to respect McKissick's mobility on that play. She expected to get it. On a lot of those where she's got to change direction quickly and run down balls, she makes some of the best touches in the league, I would say.
Trinity Adams checks in, serving here for Florida. Pass made, far side LSU. In back right to the outside to Flickinger, and Flickinger
off of Stuckey's block
into
hit
the antenna.
Yes, sir.
I was trying to follow the referee, the up referee, Lena Gustafson, in her call, but I must have missed the first signal.
I looked over. I thought you were replaying the play in your mind. I know you see everything, Tom. I was just trying to help you out there.
Serve Flickinger. Pass Trinity Adams. Stuckey didn't have to move. Sets the back row. Beeson, two players collide for LSU. They go outside to Dotson. Beeson's dig goes across the net. Played across the net, though, by Onwusi. All the way out to Markova. Markova swings, dug up by Larkin. Vondran off the forearms out to Dotson. Angle shot, dug up by McKissick. Jump set, right side, back row. Beeson, dug up by Larkin. Vondran sets the middle. Onwusi is blocked, but a great block covered by Larkin. Then no one goes to play it. They all turn around and go the other way.
Well, not quite that easy, Tom, in the respect that you have to know whose responsibility that ball is on scrambling plays, and everybody else has got to get to their starting position to hit or to get ready to set, and that's exactly what happened. Miscommunication on who's going to handle that first ball. Great scrappy play by both sides of the net.
Here's a serve for Bree Kelly. Down the far side, pass made Bonet. Out to the outside to Dotson. Gator block touches it. Played up by Essex, who's back on the court for Florida. Good sign. Out to Markova. Roll shot. Off the block attempt of Vondran, the shorter setter. And it goes for a kill. Florida 19, LSU 15. After the Marina Markova fourth kill of the evening.
Markova using her height there. Not a full swing by any stretch. Just trying to ricochet off the block. Successful in doing so.
There's a serve for Bree Kelly. Two players collide, and Flickinger and Bonet says, looks up at her. She's a little bit shorter and says, that's my fault.
Yeah, you know, when you can split players like that and get two players to make a decision, especially on a deep ball, we call that serving into the seam. And Bree Kelly did it.
Bree Kelly's third service ace on the year. She serves it again here. Pass made this time by Flickinger and back right to Dotson. and she puts one in Bree Kelly's lap. She had a play on it, but she goes, oh, I had that.
But that's exactly the game plan for pretty much any team. The days of the 6-rotation middle are long over in most cases. 99% of the
Nicole
time,
McCray?
there are no Nicole McCrays in the league. And you know what? There are no Nicole McCrays other than the Nicole McCray. But that's
True.
what you got to do. When you've got a middle who's serving, that's where you direct the offense.
Pass Markova shanked. Beeson got to it. Trinity Adams tries to steer it across and puts the ball in the net.
Those are not the plays that you miss. When you've got a player that runs down a ball like that and gets it back in the play,
You got to get it across.
that's not when you get crafty and slick. Just put the ball in play, rely on your block.
But it was so low, the middle blocker could have been there too, right?
Yeah, just loft it back there. Give everybody a chance to get back into play in their base position.
3 in serve receive for Florida. Markova left. Adams right, middle. Who makes the pass? A joust one by the Gators setter Stuckey. Back across now Florida side. Near the net. And Dotson hits it off of Stuckey. Just some bad decisions made by Florida putting the ball in the plane of the net there. And Mary Wise doesn't like the way this second set is trending now as LSU is pulled to within 2 at 20-18. The Florida head coach will take the first of her 2 timeouts here in this second set. Gators up a set, and here in the second, it's Florida 20, LSU 18. On the Gator Sports Network from Learfield.
Trinity Adams not sure, made that decision very late to handle the ball, forcing the overpass.
1 point lead, 2019 for Florida. Pass Adams, and she puts one beyond the end line. McKissick has to off the forearms to Markova. Roll shot played up by Larkin. Bondren sets the outside. Dotson played up by McKissick. Gators with a chance in transition. Go to the back right. Beeson is dug up nicely by Flickinger. They go to Aaliyah Williams, and Aaliyah Williams ties the score.
Early block from Essex and Markova in the middle there. Almost looked like they jumped with the setter. Not the worst thing ever, but it is when the ball doesn't come from the setter. It comes from the middle instead. Easy kill.
In transition, LSU finds the middle. Aaliyah Williams makes the Gators pay. Larkin, seems like she served forever. Tied at 20. Pass Markova shanked. Somehow the Gators can't make a play on the next 2 contacts. The wheels are falling apart for Florida on first contact as Mary Wise gets up off the Florida bench, asking the passers to move up. Move up. And they will. And Beeson now in serve receive and back left. Beeson, Hoyle who's checked in, and McKissick in serve receive. Pass McKissick. Out to the outside to Markova. Wow, a great up from Bonet. Dotson played up by Hoyle in back middle for Florida. Set to the middle. Essex is played back by Williams. Gators go right side. Roll shot for Merritt Beeson.
I'm not sure that was the original plan. Beeson just a little bit early.
A little bit.
Well, by a little bit, I mean an hour and a half or so. Comes back down and from the ground hits that roll shot. Keeps her wits about her. Smart shot, smart play. Well, things don't always go to plan. It's what you do with what you're given.
Exactly. Well said. Stuckey to serve. 3 and serve receive for LSU. Pass made, Flickinger. Slide play. Dug up by McKissick. One-handed set, tapped across by Essex. Out to Dotson. Gators block it. There's Gabby Essex, and I haven't seen her be that demonstrative in a celebration as she is jawing at her teammates going back to the huddle. Yeah, let's go.
She's up in play both defensively and off of that one-handed set. Be honest, I think Alexis Stuckey got away with one on that one-handed set. Maybe not the best choice in that situation. Looked a little lifty to me.
Serve, Stuckey. Vondran sets the outside. Dotson, Gators block it. Block cover by Bonet. Slide play, Williams. Oh, and Stuckey had it, and she knew it. It was a slide play with not a lot of mustard on it, and Stuckey was in perfect position in back right, and it shanked off her out of bounds.
Lined up just off of Gabby Essex's right arm. And she's right where she needed to be, like you said, but she was dropping. She wasn't stopped. She wasn't set up to play and couldn't make that last-minute adjustment for the contact. But you know what? Keep her running the offense. She's doing just fine there.
22-22 and 22 serves for LSU. Awkward pass. Somehow it's fisted across by Markova. Out to the outside to Dotson. Roll shot, kill. LSU takes the lead, 23-22.
Not sure I've seen anything like that before. Markova, full approach, full jump, and punched the ball over. Things are getting a little weird on the Florida side. I'm going to go listen and see what they're talking about.
So Sine Dotson with the kill there, and LSU with a lead late, 23-22. It looked like this was Florida's set when they led 20-15. And here come the Tigers as forcing Mary Wise, the Florida head coach, to take the second of her 2 timeouts here at this juncture. Florida up a set, but here in the second, it's LSU 23, Florida 22 on the Gator Sports Network from Learfield. Point for the Tigers at 24-22. And again, number 22, Maddie Walk, serves for LSU. The lefty strikes it. Pass Hoyle. Stuckey sets the outside. Beeson on the left. Block touched it, dug up by Walk. Larkin sets Dotson on the outside. And Dotson misses it just wide. It caught some net. It went up in the air a little bit higher and just floated long, actually wide, excuse me.
If it hadn't bounced off the net cord, that ball would have been just in, I'm sure. Gators catching a break here. Markova out, however. We're seeing AC Fitzpatrick in the back row.
To serve.
So that leaves Victoria and Beeson as the offensive threats at the pin, regardless of pass quality in this situation, with a player who hasn't touched the ball since about an hour ago.
AC Fitzpatrick looking for her first Florida ace, and she serves the error, and the set goes to LSU. Gators seemingly in control, preparing to go up 2-0 at 20-15, but the Tigers, pardon the expression, roar back to take the second set, 25-23. We're tied up at 1 set apiece. The teams exchange benches, and a critical, pivotal set 3 after this timeout. The teams tied at 1 set apiece here on the Gator Sports Network from Learfield.
errors and shoddy passing down the stretch there. You mentioned how they were in full command through the majority of that second set, but you can't let your foot off the gas. Not that there was any lapse in effort, but things just stopped going the Gators' way. And who was there to take advantage of it? Dotson. And LSU jumped all over him and really put the pressure on, both from the service line and from the pins.
Quite the athletic pedigree in the Dotson family. Her father, Santana Dotson, 11 years in the NFL, the Defensive Rookie of the Year in '92 with the Tampa Bay Bucks, and a Super Bowl ring wearer. Won Super Bowl 31 with the Green Bay Packers. So a little athleticism in that family.
Well, it always astounds me, or maybe it shouldn't. It always astounds me how you get athletic, elite level parents, and what do they end up having for kids? Elite level athletes.
LSU in the court to our left here in set 3. Florida in the court to our right. Stuckey will serve for Florida to open. And here it is. Pass made, Bonet, Vondran, slide play, Williams got it in for the kill.
Very clean slide from Williams. She hit a hard angle. Didn't put a whole lot of pace on it, but you could see that she knew exactly where she wanted to go, had the vision. Big gap at the Gators' front right. She took advantage of it.
Stuckey, Markova, McKissick, Beeson, Hoyle, and Essex for the Gators. Pass made, Beeson out to the outside to Beeson, and Merritt Beeson blasts away for the kill. For Merritt Beeson, make it 9 on the night.
Seeing that adjustment in the serve receive continue with Beeson passing, showing again that she can pass and swing out and hit, especially when she puts up a 3-point pass like she just did. Got the nectar set and was able to swing away.
Larkin, Flickinger, and Dotson in serve receive with Jacobs. Williams, and there's Vondran with the set. Out to Dotson, roll shot played up by McKissick. Victoria's just going to have to steer it across. Free ball played by Larkin. Vondran sets the right side. Here's Jacobs. Blocked! Sophia Victoria with the block. Gabrielle Essex closed to take away the angle. And look at Sophia Victoria and Gabby Essex celebrating after the big Florida woof.
The important point there is that Essex was not fooled by Williams, who went left. She knew where the ball was going and put up the double.
Florida serve. Vondran will go to the middle. Jacobs redirects, played up by Beeson. Stuckey sets one all the way to the outside. Victoria off hands, played up by Dotson. Vondran, one-handed set, but it's flipped off her hand and towards us. Ouch.
Looked like Vondran may have even been attempting a short back set one-handed. Gutsy move, Mav.
I like that. Mav. Got the movie reference in. Here's the serve for Kanan. Shank pass. Service ace for Emily Kanan.
Freshman's no stranger to wrapping off aces from behind the service line.
You think?
Obviously, where else would you? But I think everybody in the fan base is still hanging on that 4-ace run early on in the season. She established herself.
Kanan's 17th ace on the year. Out to Dotson. A one-arm save by Victoria to the right side. Beeson angle shot. It's played up by Flickinger. Dotson again. Dug up by McKissick in back left. Stuckey sets the outside and just push across two hands for Victoria. Vondran, back set, right side. Jacobs off hands of Victoria. Played up by Kanan. Set to the right side. Here's Beeson. Tip shot. Played up by Jacobs behind the block for LSU. They go out to Dotson. Angle shot. Dug up by McKissick. Stuckey sets the outside. Who can terminate? Victoria dug up by Flickinger. Vondran near the end line, off the forearms, out to Dotson. Played up by Kanan of Florida in back right. Set to the right side. Beeson angle shot. Dug up by Flickinger in back right. Williams off forearms out to Dotson. Played up by Kanan near the net. And Dotson, that might have been over the net. Sent across by Stuckey now for Florida. Vondran sets the middle. Williams will kill it.
Oh,
I thought Dotson was over the net.
From where I'm sitting, I'm just a little bit closer to the plane. I think that was clean. Good heads-up play by Beeson to keep it in play. Ellie McKissick reaches up thinking there was a touch on the block on that last swing. Ended a long rally. You're the last one I'd have to tell that. I'll give you a second to catch your breath. But how's that for some fun volleyball?
Wow. Unbelievable. Here's the serve for Dotson. Pass made. Gators go right side to Beeson. And Beeson will kill it.
Merritt Beeson, the right side for Florida, had to rush to that ball. Was able to squeeze the ball down in between the mistimed block and the net. Man, if you could pull that play off, whether it's on purpose or not, sure to walk away with a point.
Ellie McKissick now serves for Florida. Bree Kelly back on the court. Essex out. Here's the serve for McKissick. Pass made. Flickinger back left for LSU. Vondran sets the middle. Aaliyah Williams buries one.
Williams let her arm go a lot faster on that one. I mentioned the slide behind the setter earlier. Just spotted the ball. This one put a whip on it.
Williams will serve it here for the Tigers. Victoria, Kanan, and McKissick in serve-receive for Florida left to right. Here's the serve, past Kanan. Stuckey didn't have to move, sets the outside. Victoria dug up by Dotson, almost hit the sign above us. They go to Onwusi, and she is blocked. Oh, there's a net violation.
Definitely in the net on Onwusi as she finished through that swing.
She was loading up, wasn't she?
She wanted that one bad. And who can blame her? That's the ball you want to swing on. She's got a little overzealous.
Serve for Beeson here. Florida 6, LSU 3. Here's the serve for Merritt Beeson. Short ball, caught the net, played by Vondran. Larkin sets the outside. Flickinger blocked. Good block cover, Larkin. Vondran sets the right side. Jacobs blocked by Sophia Victoria. Bree Kelly closed.
What a good-looking block. Kelly closes at the last minute. Both of them lean in, direct the ball back down to middle. But how about that Beeson serve? She's out here messing with the laws of the universe. I thought that ball was going to fall short, and somehow it ended up just over the net.
Okay, here we go with Beeson serving. A bullet this time, and it's just long. She had the short ball. That one was just a blast.
Law of averages, right?
7-4. Florida's lead is 3. Tied at 1 set apiece if you've just joined us. Florida took the first set, was up 20-15 in the second set. Then LSU stormed back to take the second, 25-23. Bonace will serve here for LSU. Victoria, Kanan, and McKissick in serve receive for the Gators left to right. Pass Victoria. Stuckey sets Victoria, and Victoria misses.
Victoria looking for high hands down that line. Langle shot, not quite line, not quite angle, but missed the block.
7-5 after the Victoria error. She'll pass left again. Kanan middle, and taking half the court on the right is Ellie McKissick. They don't want anything to do with McKissick. It's Kanan. Slide play. Kelly got there, tapped it off. Hands! Found the hands of the shorter Flickinger at 5'9". She made the correct play, tooling the hands.
And the best players are the ones who can make the adjustments the latest in their approach and swing. We saw that from Bree Kelly. She was lined up, but the block closed ahead of her, so she used them.
Hoyle checks in here and will serve for the Gators. Markova back on the court. Victoria out. Vondran sets the outside. Flickinger. Gators block it. Played up by Onwusi. The joust won. Somehow, was that a kick? What do we have? A lift violation called on Florida. The up official, Lena Gustafson, makes the call.
When you have a setter, especially a grad setter, go up against the blocker at the outside on a joust, the setter almost always wins. This is the case with Vondran against Markova.
Had a good base. Won it. Here's the serve for Flickinger. Pass made McKissick. Outside, off the net, Markova, dug up by Larkin in front left. Out to Dotson, she pounds one. Gator block, touch it, dug up by McKissick. Gators go outside to Markova. She's dug up, goes across the net. Markova plays it up. Stuckey goes back right. Roll shot, Beeson. Kill Merritt Beeson from that back right beyond the 10-foot attack line.
Big props to Stuckey for spreading the ball out, moving it around, forcing LSU to track with their eyes left to right, having to guess where it's going to come from next. I'd like to see Florida take advantage of the Markova-Vondran matchup a bit more at Florida's left pin.
Serve for Kelly. Pass made Flickinger high in the air in the back row. Vondran tracks it down all the way outside to Dotson, and Dotson just airmails one. I mean, that was in the air a long time off the forearms from the setter after a bad pass.
Well, and not only that, it was so far off the net that Dotson couldn't get a full approach. She kind of had to swing at it blind.
Bree Kelly had some unique footwork, I'll put it that way, last serve. This one a little bit better. Vondran sets the middle. Onwusi blocked, and Gabby Essex once again demonstrative in her celebration.
But cutting away the angle again was Markova closing in from the outside. And if the Gators can get two blockers up in front of the middle, Onwusi's at a disadvantage, especially if Florida can close the block like they just did.
Gators with a lead of a half dozen, forcing the timeout called for by LSU head coach Tanya Johnson. We'll take it as well. Tied at 1 set apiece. Your score here in the third. Florida 11, LSU 6 on the Gator Sports Network from Learfield. 2-1, but Georgia's up by 2 points in the fourth. Mississippi State leads Texas A&M 2-1 as they play in the fourth in College Station. And they're playing in the fifth. Actually, Tennessee has just won it 15-13 in the fifth at home against South Carolina. Here it's Florida and LSU tied at a set apiece. And Florida 11, LSU 6 coming out of the LSU timeout as Bree Kelly will serve it again for the Gators. Pass made, Flickinger diving to get it. Vondran sets the middle. Onwusi is blocked by Gabby Essex again. Gabby Essex, I haven't seen her this animated in her entire Gator career. She is celebrating with authority after a big block.
And she should be, because Onwusi was up for that. I'm astounded at the athleticism, but she thought she could go straight on, and Gabby Essex had other plans.
12-6 Florida. Serve Bree Kelly. Pass Flickinger. Might have been out, but you can't take a chance. Out to the outside, and a kill as she knew the middle blocker was in back right for Florida in terms of the server Kelly. A kill for Sine Dotson.
Sine Dotson, 6 foot on the spotting chart here, does not play like it. She got up there, waited, released down the line. Beautiful choice.
Ella Larkin, who set last year for this LSU team, now the libero. A tall libero at 5'10", serves it. Gators go outside to Markova. Nice one-arm save by Flickinger. Out to Dotson, tip shot. Played up on Markova behind the block, perfect position. Set to the right side, Beeson down the line is blocked. Dotson was there with Williams.
Beeson loves that line shot. The only downside to that is you can't be predictable with it. And it's hard to tell whether Beeson was trying to turn the ball enough to tool the block or was really looking to swing down the line. Either way, LSU knew it was coming.
Beeson, Hoyle, and McKissick in serve receive for Florida. Hoyle with the pass. McKissick has to play it near the end line. Markova, roll shot, played up by Larkin of LSU. LSU goes out to Dotson. Dotson kills it. Here comes LSU, 12-8.
Well, again, Dotson not a hard charger out at the pin right now. She's jumping up, almost a beach-style approach where she's getting right up under the ball and jumping straight up and then making shots. No hard-driven balls per se here. A lot of it's just off the block, working around. And on that one, made even easier by Gabby Essex late to close.
Larkin serves, pass Hoyle. Stuckey sends one to the outside. Down the line and missing is Marina Markova.
That's the right shot. Been waiting for that line shot out of Markova. She thought she saw it that time. It's just wide by about a ball width or so.
I thought Mary Wise was going to take a timeout, but just off the bench with some instruction for the setter Alexis Stuckey as the Gators were heading towards the bench. 12-10. The Gators' lead is trimmed to 2. Serve forthcoming from Larkin. Beyond the end line, back left side. Pass made Hoyle. Set to the pipe. Beeson misses everything. She's attacking back middle there, and now Mary Wise wants a timeout. She'll take one here as LSU on a 5-0 scoring run as the Gators were in control. Now it's trimmed to a 1-point Florida lead as LSU's Dotson and Aaliyah Williams now each with 9 kills on the match for the Tigers. Mary Wise timeout, tied at a set apiece. Florida 12, LSU 11, and set 3 on the Gator Sports Network from Learfield.
Here's some highlights so far in the match.
All offensive minded there, as Florida's talking about what the hitters can do. Happy enough with the pass, happy enough with the looks that Stuckey is giving the hitters, but now just how to take advantage of that situation and come away with more kills. Back to you.
Here's the serve for Larkin again. Shank pass Hoyle. Somehow Stuckey got to it. Markova roll shot. Played up by Dotson. Near the scorer's table, played by Larkin. Sent across by Flickinger. Free ball Florida. McKissick calls off Beeson. Sets to the outside. Markova powers it through Vondran and Williams for the kill, ending LSU's scoring run.
That first set a little farther to the outside than Markova really wanted for the line shot. Made a smart choice and a high roll very close to the net, but the next time she got a chance, that was the one she wanted to swing on.
Alexis Stuckey serves for Florida. Pass Flickinger, cut off Bonet. To the slide play, Williams pushes it off of Essex's arms for the kill.
And again, Essex late to close that block. She's a little streaky when she's on. She's really on. But this is the second or third time that we've seen her struggle to close, perhaps baited by another look, thinking the ball was going to go somewhere else and not committing to the middle.
Maddie Walk checks in, the freshman setter for LSU, as they run a 6-2. Set to the right side to Markova. Dug up by Flickinger after that was blocked. Gators block it. Dotson. And it hits the antenna. That's out of bounds. So it goes as a Gator block.
Even if the ball makes contact with the antenna within the net, as it did that time, that's still out. You can't touch it at all.
Florida 14, LSU 12. Checking in is Emily Canan to serve here. 3 in serve receive. Dotson left. Middle Flickinger. Right is Larkin. Here's the serve for Canan. Pass made Dotson. Not a good one. Scores table. Service ace!
What a great serve from Canan. Just barely clipped the tape. It was on the move.
Emily Canan with her second service ace on the night. Give her now 18 on the year. She'll serve it again here with the Gators now with a 3-point lead. Pass made Flickinger to Shank. How about 2 in a row for Emily Canan? 16-12 Gators. And that will force Tanya Johnson, LSU head coach, to take a Tiger timeout.
You want to control as much of the game as you can from the service line. Florida's got the right person for the job in Emily Canan back there now.
Florida 16, LSU 12 here in the third set, tied at 1. Back for more action from Exact Tech after this timeout on the Gator Sports Network from Learfield. Right here. Actually make it 3 now after she had one in the earlier action. 2 back-to-back here. Florida 16, LSU 12. In serve receive for LSU are Dotson, Flickinger, and Larkin on the court with Walk, and Jacobs and Williams. Here's the serve for Canan. Pass made, Flickinger. Walk, right side, Williams off the net, slide play. No one there for Florida. That looked odd.
I like that offense from LSU. Everybody stacked over to the left. Williams heads all the way out to the pin. Jacobs goes to the middle, and you're right. That was enough to confuse the Gator block. All 3 of them were on the ground. Nobody blocked.
No one there. Here's the serve for Dotson. Victoria, McKissick, and Canan in serve receive. Canan in back right makes that one. Right side to Beeson. Angle shot dug up by Dotson. Second play by Williams. Tipped across by Flickinger. Played up by Beeson for Florida. Set to the outside. Stuckey to Victoria. Dug up by Dotson in back middle for LSU. Walk runs the offense to the right. Gators block it. Great block cover, Larkin. Out to Flickinger. Taps it with the left hand. Sent back across, but out of bounds. Out of bounds by Essex.
Right
Good idea but just
saw enough room back in that back right corner for LSU to park a Buick. She knew it was there, just got too excited.
LSU back to within 2 at 16-14. Here is Dotson to serve. 3 in serve receive for Florida. Caught net. and getting a hand on it, but diving in front of the 10-foot line. It's a service ace for Dotson. Wow.
Ellie McKissick
Back to within one, 16-15.
Ellie McKissick got under that ball. Great read, great movement by her. Didn't get a whole lot under it, but I'd be bummed if I were her that somebody else wasn't on the floor with me.
Dotson's 14th service ace of the year. This time it's an error long.
Service error.
Getting a little tense, the fans here kind of on the edge of their seats waiting for a Florida run of some kind. LSU's pulled back near at 17-15, and serving for the Gators is Ellie McKissick.
Well, and that means you got a new look in the middle from Bree Kelly and Sophia Victoria, whose block is on point. Gators in a good spot.
Pass Larkin, walk, sets the middle. It's dug up by Florida, goes across the net. Flickinger somehow stayed by Stuckey, steered across by Victoria. Free ball played by Dotson of LSU. Walk sets the middle. Williams kills it going to her left. LSU within one at 17-16. And is it me or is LSU winning all the long rallies? It just seems that way.
It definitely seems that way. And I'll tell you, though, Williams likes that crossbody. As great as Anwusi is, I'm glad to see Williams off the court. She's giving Florida all kinds of problems out of the middle.
Serve forthcoming. Associate coach Jill Wilson calls the serve location for Bree Zamora, who's checked in. Pass Canan. Out to the outside, and it wasn't right. Had to send it across for a free ball to Victoria. Onwusi with a tip shot. We're tied at 17. Florida offensively just looks out of sorts.
Yeah, smart shot into the donut there by Onwusi, but that's a ball that Florida has to bring up. Regardless of whether they got the block that they wanted or not, defense got to be the other component there in that equation.
Tied at 17. Florida led 12-5. And now it's knotted up at 17 apiece as once again, Florida has got to find some offense here. LSU pulled even. We're tied one set apiece at 17 all here in the third on the Gator Sports Network from Learfield. Bottom of the hour ID in here. You're listening to Florida Volleyball on the Gator Sports Network from Learfield. Horn sounds, both teams back on the court. Flickinger, Onwusi, Jacobs, Walk, Dotson, and serving Zamora for LSU. In serve receive, Victoria, Canan, McKissick, with Bree Kelly, Stuckey, and Beeson for the Gators. Pass made Canan. Stuckey, right side. Beeson, high off hands it goes. Played by Dotson. Near the net. They can't play it out of the net. Walk made a try at it, but Florida retakes the lead 18-17. Florida led 16-12, and LSU tied it up at 17 all. And now serving for the Gators, here is Merritt Beeson. By the numbers, Florida's best server. Here is her approach, toss, jump, float, serve. Pass made Dotson. Watt goes to right side to Jacobs, and she missed everything. Looking for a touch. No touch call coming, but we will have a challenge. As right away, Jacobs said, I got hands. Touch.
I'm looking up at that block from here. My first instinct is that it was too high. But I'm not looking straight across at it like the up ref is, or hopefully, if the camera angles will on the replay here for the challenge.
So as it stands, called on the court, an attack error for Hannah Jacobs, the right side, the graduate transfer from SMU. And right away, she said there was a touch and looked right at the bench, and right away, without hesitation, Tanya Johnson brought the green card out and said, I am challenging that. If it stands, the call stands, it's a Florida 2-point lead. If there was a touch, we're back into a tie at 18 all. So a pivotal third set, a pivotal challenge here by LSU's Tanya Johnson, and a switch in the rules, 2 to start the match. If you get a challenge and you win the challenge, you keep it. But if you lose the challenge, you lose a challenge in your back pocket.
If you lose a challenge,
You lose a challenge. Yes.
Yeah,
That's the Department of Redundancy Department.
Great reference. All right, so, off the break we were talking, we're going to get a call here in just a second, but let me sneak this in. We were talking about how Larkin is scooping up everything defensively for LSU, but Dodson as well, 5 digs behind.
No touch. The down official, Christian Krizak, conferred with James Phillips, our replay official tonight. No touch.
Tom, I might not have the
So
vertical.
they lost the challenge.
Lost.
Twice.
I might not have the vertical I used to, but the eyes are still sharp.
I can see that. Here's the serve for Beeson, and it's in the net.
I wonder how many LSU fans are at home saying, ball don't lie right now.
Okay, walkout, Vondran in, and Bonet is in, and Jacobs out. So Bonet will serve here for the Tigers. Serving there, left to right, as you see it, as we see it. It's Victoria, Kanan, and McKissick in serve receive. Past Kanan. Stuckey all the way out to Victoria. She's blocked. High in there it goes. Played up by Kanan. Victoria again. High in there it goes. LSU side. Played up by Bonet. Near the net. Joust won by Vondran. Alexis Stuckey goes right side. Beeson down the line. Dug up again by Larkin. Out to the outside. Tip shot by Flickinger. Sent across by Florida. Vondran serves. And that's a back row attack. Vondran, you're in the back row.
She came into the huddle and said, I'm sorry. Just got carried away in the moment.
LSU runs a 6-2, and their setters are always in the back row. Unless they let her rotate to the front, but she was still in the back row.
I was going to say, not always. Yeah,
yes.
They've run a 5-1 plenty of times, but you're right in this situation. And you know what? That just makes it harder to remember in the heat of the moment what you can do.
Serve for Hoyle, who's checked in for Florida. Larkin with a pass outside to Flickinger. Gators with a stuff block. Bree Kelly, our crowd mic, probably picked up that thud off of Bree Kelly. On her right shoulder was Stuckey, but Bree Kelly, whap.
I love seeing the chemistry on this team, not just when things go well like that, but when it doesn't. But that celebration between Stuckey and Kelly after the block, that's gold.
Hoyle serves, pass Bonet, back right for LSU. Set to the outside, Flickinger down the line. She missed it, trying to go around that big block.
Hey, so when you get a block like that, you can often turn 1 point into multiple points by rattling the hitter, taking away the shot that the hitter wants, especially if the hitter thought they saw something and get housed like they did on that last one.
Hoyle serves. Oh, what a great serve. The pass goes across the net. Played by Beeson of Florida. Set to the right side, slide play. Bree Kelly, again, the flick of the wrist on the angle shot. Gets the kill. Florida 23, LSU 18. And a late set explosion by the Gators. LSU coach Tanya Johnson out of timeouts. Can Hoyle serve out the set for the Gators and into a 2-1 lead? Almost did it there. Dotson back row. Played up by McKissick. Off the forearms. Out to Markova. Dotson can't handle the roll-off speed shot. Set point Florida. And the Gator fans in orange and blue here in Exact Tech Arena come to their feet.
Unconventional contact from Markova on the outside. You say roll shot. She kind of flubbed that contact. It was floating toward the back line.
I didn't want to say flub roll, but okay. Serve, pass, Bonet out to the outside to Flickinger. Gators block it. Played up. Good block cover. Larkin to the middle on Wusi. Dug up by Florida. Beeson swings. Dug up by Dotson. Second contact, Vondran off the forearms. Roll shot, Flickinger, and it's a kill, as you like to call, in the donut in the middle of the court, right in the Gator head at the 10-foot line.
3 Gators on the floor around that ball. You had to expect it was going to be a tip if you're looking through the net. That's why they put so many holes in there, so you can see through it. That hand was up in the air so early, but the Gators still not sure where it was going to go.
Another set point for Florida. Second one here. Flickinger serves. Pass McKissick. Stuckey sets the outside. Wow! An exclamation point to end the third set from the transfer from Syracuse. Marina Markova buries an angle shot from the left pin.
That's the offense that Florida needs, and when they ask, they get the ball to the pin. Markova delivers.
Yes, she did. And she delivers the Gators now with a lead again in this match of 2-1. Don't touch that dial. Don't log off if you're logged on watching, because we've got the fourth set coming up after this timeout on the Gator Sports Network from Learfield.
right, student section, you got your wish. Dazzlers have some t-shirts, and they're sending them your way. Who wants one?
A burst of energy from Florida to end the third set. And a huge blast at the end by Marina Markova. And the Gators now up 2-1. The dueling liberos never say die. Larkin on the LSU side and McKissick on the Florida side, each with 16 digs on the night. And with those 16 digs for Florida's Ellie McKissick, she has surpassed 1,000 in her Gator career, now at 1,007. Teams break huddle. Coming out for set 4. Let's go to Josh. Josh, what do you have for us?
Well, I'm going to add on to that last comment of yours, Tom, and he's going to comment on how Ellie McKissick's leading this defense, starting to look very clean in the scrappier plays that we didn't see earlier. This timeout, or excuse me, this huddle in between sets here, the Gator coaching staff very happy with the offensive firepower that they saw to finish out the last set, and they want more. No surprise there. Talking about ways to match up against the Tigers in the front row, making some assumptions about the lineup that the Tigers are going to start with and how to take advantage of it. Back to you.
Thank you, Josh. Yes, indeed. Cue up the Andrea True connection. More. As the Gators and Tigers take the court for this fourth set. A must-win situation for the Tigers. For Florida, a chance to close out a very talented Tiger team invading orange and blue country tonight. For the Gators, it's McKissick, Hoyle, Markova, Stuckey, Beeson, and Essex. LSU will serve to open up the frame with Vondran doing the duties. Flickinger's out there. We'll check the rest of their lineup in a moment. Pass Hoyle. Set to the outside. Here's Beeson. Blocked. Beeson with a stick, one-handed save on the cover. Swings again. This time she's blocked. Markova plays it up. Out to Beeson again on the left. Dug up by Larkin. 17th dig on the night for her. Out to Dotson goes LSU down the line. Kill. And Florida couldn't terminate. LSU finally did.
Got to find that line between if you at first you don't succeed, try again, and spread the ball out. And in this case, Florida needed to do something a little different than just sending the outlet set to Beeson.
Vondra, Flickinger, Larkin, Jacobs, Williams, and Dotson. Stuckey, right side set. Down the line, kill for Marina Markova. She can attack from the right side too, can't she?
Apparently. And that last swing to finish out set 3. You'd think after seeing that, you want to get her the ball no matter where she's hitting, especially when the Gators started this rotation. You only got her for a few swings before you rotate to serve.
Canan checks in to serve for Florida. To the bench, Markova. I love how the Gator players are using binoculars on the floor watching that. That was kind of neat, but it's an error.
Yeah, it just
for
plays,
Canan.
Just plays into the chemistry I was talking about with this squad earlier. They just seem to have more fun out there than some of the more recent Gator squads we've seen.
Serve coming for Dotson, 3 and serve receive for Florida. Victoria on the court, left. This is McKissick in middle. Stuckey sets the outside. Sophia Victoria, we haven't called her name in a while, but that's another double-digit kill performance. It's her 10th. Make it 4 matches in a row now for Sophia Victoria.
You're right, we haven't mentioned her in a while, but you absolutely cannot sleep on the pin hitters for Florida. Victoria out there with that pink ribbon, looking all kind and generous and happy to give away kills.
Here's the serve for McKissick, left to right. Pass made Dotson and back right for LSU. Set to Jacobs, dug up by Canan and back middle for Florida. Set to the middle, Bree Kelly taps it off of Williams.
Smart change up there out of the middle. You don't have to swing away to get a kill. Might be what Florida needs at the moment, but you can't force it, particularly in the middle where it's the setter's responsibility to put you in the situation to swing. When you recognize that you're not there, you got to change it up.
3-2 Florida. Florida up 2 sets to 1. Pass Larkin, diving to the floor to make it. Flickinger off speed shot. Played up behind the block by Sophia Victoria. Right side attack, Beeson. Kill Beeson! Trying to play it high was Dotson at back right. That ain't going to work.
Smart choice by Stuckey, though. She rounded the ball as if she was going to go all the way to the other pin. And that's one of the harder things to do when you're playing middle back like Dotson is is to try to read that and think you're going to close one direction, and the ball goes back instead to Beeson.
Here's the serve for McKissick, left to right, down the far side. It's too deep. The error makes it Florida 4, LSU 3. Back to Beeson just for a second. What a year she's had here, just a sophomore. And Merritt Beeson, career high 21 kills at Wisconsin, took the team on her back as they played in front of the NCAA largest regular season attended match. Here's the serve for Williams, pass McKissick. Stuckey sets the right side, kind of low. Beeson tips it across and got the kill. Williams made a late move at it, but then flying from the right side was Jacobs. I thought there was going to be a collision, but it shot out of bounds.
The benefit to those low sets from Beeson's perspective is you can see the block close and make a choice on where you want to tip.
Beeson now serves for Florida. Gators 5, Tigers 3. Pass made Dotson to the right side. Jacobs blocked. Bree Kelly makes that block. And Victoria celebrates with her with the rest of the team afterwards. Florida 6, LSU 3. Wow, Florida is a blocking machine tonight. 14 and a half.
Here comes that Florida block.
Everyone goes silent as Beeson approaches and serves. Pass Flickinger. Sets the outside to Flickinger. And it's a kill for Flickinger. Just call that the Flickinger play.
Smart choice for LSU going out there one-on-one against Stuckey. Huge seam to hit through. It's a tough ball, especially when you've got somebody like Flickinger who may be undersized, high IQ, fast arm. She knows where to put it.
Got a few of those around the SEC.
That's the truth.
Gillian at Arkansas. Yeah, you've got a couple of undersized outsides who can really ball. Here's the serve for Bonet who's checked in. And it's long.
I love watching Emily Canan's movement on serve receive. She's so confident in using her platform over her shoulder. A lot of passers will break platform and go to an overhead pass when the ball's that high. She's so good at taking the ball, maintaining her platform, even if the ball is passing high over her shoulder.
Hoyle serves after checking in. Pass LSU, set to the outside. Flickinger, dug up by McKissick. Stuckey didn't have to move. Sends it over to Markova, who it kind of looked awkward. She had to drop the elbow and then just kind of tap the ball in the net.
Well,
not a good connection.
I mentioned how that's kind of a coast-to-coast play when you're going from one pin to the other, and in this case, looked like Markova was in a different time zone than Stuckey because she was way early.
Here's the serve forthcoming from Flickinger. Gators will set the outside to Markova. This time, that one looked in sync. Bye. You got to say that.
Oh, boy.
Florida 8, LSU 5 after the Markova kill. Markova now with 9 kills on the evening. And Bree Kelly set to serve it. Gators looking to close it out here in the fourth set if they can do that tonight. Set to the outside to Dotson. Airmails everything that time. It's long. So the Dotson error makes it 9-5 Florida here in the fourth set. Gators up 2-1.
I'm not sure you'd call it a weakness, but across this front row with Stuckey, Essex, and Markova, you want to swing for Stuckey if you can. Just went too high on that one.
Stuckey also, though, a physical blocker at 6'2". The setter in the front row. This time she's going to play it as they kind of drifted into the 5-1. We didn't see walk.
And you mentioned how physical Stuckey is. She is behind the two middles coming into this set, tied for Beeson with blocks. She can handle that defensive portion of her game, but a reach is a reach.
Serve forthcoming here from Ella Larkin and a shank pass for Beeson. 4 rows deep, far side, right over Mary Wise and OJ's head. OJ didn't even move.
But how do you handle that? Beeson shakes it off, comes into the huddle, right back into serve receive.
7 for LSU, serving 9 Florida. Pass Hoyle, cut off Beeson to take it. Slide play Essex, had to take something off. Dug up by Larkin, diving to make the play. Dotson on the outside swings. Dug up by Hoyle for Florida. Outside set, here's Markova. Severe angle shot, kill, and Larkin says, I didn't think she could cut it that severe.
Both hands up to her mouth as if to say, oh my, she hit that ball.
She did.
She made that shot.
Another Gator in double-digit kills as Markova joins Beeson and Victoria in the hit parade in double figures. Here's a serve for Stuckey. Larkin pushed the one all the way outside to Dotson. Gator blockers touch it. Markova, second contact after McKissick kept it alive. Beeson took a swing, dug up by, who was that? Bonet. Wow. Sent across, free ball, Florida, played by McKissick. Set to the outside, Markova. And it goes off the block into the antenna. Kill for Marina Markova.
There you go. Saw that one, didn't you? And how about that? Ellie McKissick with, I dare say, a lucky save, one arm way over at the sideline. Beeson takes a huge rip. And the Gators are just constant with the pressure.
Serve Stuckey is long.
Right up to that point.
11-8, 3-point Florida lead here in the fourth. Up 2-1. Bonet out. Checking in, and now in the back row is the setter, Maddie Walk. Also checking back in. Check that in just a moment as Walk serves. Pass Beeson. Stuckey sets the middle. Essex off hands. Gets the kill. And I just watched the libero Larkin. She was set up to make the play, and then it was touched on the block. Just stuck out the left hand and got a hand on it. Amazing.
Yeah, that's great read. But also a good look from Essex out of the middle. We have these players who kind of step back out of the spotlight from time to time. Just goes to show how diverse Florida is with their offense and how multifaceted they are.
Serve for Canaan. Pass made, Flickinger, LSU out to the outside to Dotson. Tip shot. Look out. Victoria and McKissick both diving for it. McKissick didn't get there, but Victoria got a hand on it, but it just shot off her arm into the floor. So the LSU kill for Dotson. She's got 11 now as she'll serve for the Tigers. Pass McKissick. Set to the middle. Essex. Block, touch it. Flickinger played it up. Beeson just takes it right off the pass or dig over the net and blasts away for the kill.
Huge high ball off of that. Beeson takes a step back and just waits. She knows she wants to swing. Gave LSU all the time in the world to set up a block, and it didn't matter.
I've been waiting. That's what she was waiting. Boy, she timed it perfectly. Here's McKissick with the serve. 3 and serve receive for LSU. Far side, pass Dotson, back right. Set to the right side, Jacobs, tip shot. Behind the block, Gators kept it alive. McKissick sends it across. Free ball for LSU, played by Dotson. Set to the middle. And she almost whiffed, but just got enough of it, maybe with some air, and pushed it across to Williams, but it goes as a kill. It goes as a laser in the scorebook, doesn't it?
Well, and that's the Gator block set up, press forward and penetrated, ready for a hard-driven ball. And if it was a hard-driven ball, that would have been a great contact. But when the hitter mishits, and the hitter doesn't know where it's going, it's a lot harder for the block to tell.
Checking in, serving here is Bree Zamora for LSU. Pass, Canaan. Stuckey all the way to the outside to Victoria. Off the block of Jacobs and Onwusi, the kill for Sophia Victoria. Give her 11th kill on the night. 14-10, Florida with a 4-point lead over LSU here. After the Sophia kill, Sophia Victoria. Beeson set to serve.
Stuckey's got enough physicality to put the oomph on that ball to get it all the way out there, but knows when to do it, and Victoria was waiting.
Serve for Beeson. Pass Flickinger back left. Walk goes to the outside to Flickinger. And it's out. It hit the line judge in the knee. She's out of bounds. Gators the first team to 15 here in this fourth set. Neither coach in this tightly contested fourth has taken a timeout, so we'll take one here. Florida up 2-1 in the fourth. It's Florida 15, LSU 10 on the Gator Sports Network from Learfield.
shake Florida's defense by sending the ball off speed and tipping behind. Florida just needing to clean up whose responsibility it is. Back to you.
Thank you, Josh. After the timeout, serve for Beeson. Pass made Flickinger. Set to the outside to Flickinger. Blocked by Alexis Stuckey. Blocked solo for the Gator freshman setter.
And how's that for getting the people going? Alexis Stuckey up again. We were just talking about her physicality and her ability to set against the flow all the way across the net. That passes into her blocking ability as well. What a great solo.
Beeson serves it in the net. The service error ends a Florida 3-0 scoring run. It's Florida 16, LSU 11. LSU in a must-win situation, trailing 1-2. And Bonet checks back in to serve for the Tigers. Victoria, Canan, and McKissick in serve receive left to right for Florida. McKissick taking half of the floor of the right side. Here's the serve. Pass Canan. Stuckey moved a half step. Gives it to Kelly. Kelly, there's no just flick of the wrist there. That was a full out, let it whip.
Well, and that's the difference there. The pass quality allowed Stuckey plenty of time to not only choose where the set was, but the pace. And it's much easier for Bree Kelly to pick up on as she's coming along the net for that slide. Lined up perfectly, why not take a rip?
Here is Emerson Hoyle, the freshman, extended playing court time tonight. Her serve is in play. Set to the right side, and there's Dotson high flying for the kill.
Perfect play from LSU, and Woosie up in the middle baiting Bree Kelly. That leaves a lot of room to work for Dodson, and she doesn't need that much, so got to expect her to come away on top of that one.
Flickinger to serve, Florida 17, LSU 12. 3 in serve receive, Markova, McKissick, and Hoyle. McKissick takes that one, overpass. Not much on it from Wanwusi. Gators will play it out to the outside to Markova. Off-speed shot is good for the Gators. Making it dozen for Marina Markova.
A lot of a lot of Tigers on the floor over there off that off-speed shot. And whenever you are in a position to swing away even more, that's when the occasional tip, especially on a perfect set, is a great time to get the feet of LSU out from under them, mix things up a little.
Timeout called for by Tanya Johnson, the head coach of LSU. And we'll take one as well. With the score, Florida up 2-1 in the fourth. It's Florida 18, LSU 12 on the Gator Sports Network from Learfield. When Mary Wise arrived on the scene, LSU was one of the powerhouses in the league. Of course, that was 1991. And Mary Wise has built this Florida program into one of the best in the entire NCAA. Looking to win their fourth match in SEC play here. And Bertie Hendrickson has checked in to serve for the Gators. And sails one long.
I've mentioned time and time again, one of the most difficult skills to be successful at is covering the attack. A close second has got to be coming in to serve, 2 hours after a match starts?
Ella Larkin serves for LSU here. Pass made Hoyle, shank towards me. Stuckey, watch out. And the table moved about a half a foot. And she waves at us. I'm sorry.
We've talked time and again about the end of the Monserrat dynasty here at Florida, but it's hard not to be a Stuckey fan. She's the person for the job, and pretty sweet about it, too.
Thank you.
Service
And Mary
ace off of
Wise wants a
LSU on that
timeout.
one.
Yes.
Yep.
Mary Wise wants a timeout as LSU is pulled to within 3 at 18-15 after consecutive service aces from Ella Larkin, the libero for LSU, who last year played in the setter position for this LSU squad. Both teams now have used one of their timeouts. LSU trying to stay alive and force a fifth. Florida trying to end it in 4 here in what could be the decider in the 4th with your score, Florida 18, LSU 15 on the Gator Sports Network from Learfield. Contact, but what a luxury Mary Wise has in terms of some talented DSs and just a freshman Hoyle getting extended court time. Merritt Beeson, Marina Markova, Gabby Essex, and Stuckey.
Gabby Essex out there vibing to the music here in the O'Connell Center.
Dotson, Vondran, Williams, Bonet, Flickinger, and again serving after the Florida timeout, Larkin, the libero for LSU. Pass Hoyle. Stuckey all the way to the outside to Markova. Off hands, dug up by Flickinger. But no one's going to get that one. It takes one hop into the stands off to our right.
And now's the time. If you get passes like that off of Hoyle, Stuckey spreading the ball out, finding her hot hitters. And, you know, I mentioned that the only thing about putting your foot on the neck of a Tiger is you can never let up. But Florida's so close now, if they can just keep the pressure on.
Pass made, Flickinger. Out to the outside goes LSU to Dotson. Somehow got the right arm on it, did McKissick, but it goes towards the cheerleaders, and Hoyle almost took out. Those are the Dazzlers, actually. She almost took out a Dazzler, did Hoyle.
Reminds me of, I don't remember what match it was. I think it actually may have been against LSU. A number of years back, we had Holly Carlton storming toward the table here. I had to get up and get ready to, you know, maybe save her as she went over, but I don't know how I do that because she's a solid 5 inches taller than I am.
Serve forthcoming from Maddie Walk, who just checked in for LSU. Overpass, just played up by Williams. Walk steps in, sets the middle. Williams pushes it across. Beeson, Hoyle's got it. Markova will steer it across. Gators have to play defense. Free ball, LSU. Walk goes to Williams. It's blocked. Played up by Larkin. Good block cover. Out to the outside to Dotson. Down the line, buries one, does Sine Dotson.
Markova thought she saw a look down the line. She's at the right side now, so she reached out to close off the antenna, and that opened up just enough room in the seam between her and Essex for the Dotson kill.
Wet spot on the far side as Christian Krzyzak asks one of the towel crew to get the perspiration off the floor where the Gators made a dive earlier.
Christian Krzyzak, the Jared Leto doppelganger over there at R2.
Beeson with the pass. Markova has to play it off the forearms. Over to Beeson. Beeson hammers away, dug up by Flickinger after it was touched. Out to Dotson, and she hits it off Markova for the kill. Uh-oh, LSU within one at 19-18.
Well, Markova made the adjustment there. She's blocking more angle, leaving room down the line. That's just a great swing by Dotson. She used the outside arm of Markova for the kill.
Serve for Walk. The lefty strikes it, and a shank pass from Hoyle. We're tied at 19. And Trinity Adams up off the bench. Checks in for Hoyle. Sophomore for a freshman. Walk has been effective with her serve here. Here it is again. That one's just long. Florida retakes the lead, 2019.
Could hear over the crowd mic there.
Yes.
All of the Gator serve receive passers talking that ball to the line, following it out, not willing to make a mistake on a close one.
LSU with 8 service aces on the night. against only 7 errors. They've been effective in spurts. Here's Kanan, who's checked in to serve for Florida. Pass made, Flickinger. Set to the right side, slide play. Williams hits one off of Essex. Tied at 20. Which team is going to execute down the stretch here? Stuckey calls out the signals to her hitters. Dotson set to serve. 3 in serve receive. Victoria, McKissick, and Kanan. Kanan with the pass. Stuckey sets one to the right side. Beeson with a tip. It dances on the net. It's over by the referee stand. It's played across by Larkin. Played by McKissick for Florida. Out to the outside to Victoria. Tip shot. It's down for the kill. Sophia Victoria with the tip. Her 13th kill on the night.
And there's something for mixing it up, Tom. Obviously, that play was the right play for the moment. But when Florida was swinging away, Florida was finding more success. They've got to get back into that rhythm and just put more pressure on the LSU defense.
McKissick prepares to serve. And here it is. Pass, Larkin. Set to the middle, Aaliyah Williams misses it wide. Going around the Florida middle blocker who is up, Bree Kelly. Florida 22, LSU 20.
Seems like Williams likes and finds more success with the cross body shot, swinging to her left. This one she tried to go against all of the movement on the court back to her right. It was the right idea, just couldn't quite get on top of it.
Serve for McKissick. Everyone goes silent in the O'Connell Center. Pass Dotson back right, set to the outside, here's Flickinger. It gets hung up in Bree Kelly's hands, the Gator block. Powers it through, does Flickinger. 22-21.
That's a tough one. Not much you can do with that if you're the Gator defense. It kind of was almost thrown down by the block. Like you said, it got hung up in the blocker's hands, bobbled through.
Bree Zamora, freshman, League City, Texas, in to serve for the Tigers. A bullet, passed, overpassed by Kanan, played up by Onwusi. And they go to Onwusi, and she just hammers one straight down. We're tied at 22.
What a beautiful swing out of the middle for Onwusi. Saw the opening to her right, just a classic one ball in front of the setter. Buried it.
Tied at 22. Gators need a solid pass. Run the offense. Here's Zamora. Pass Kanan. Stuckey tracks it down. Goes outside to Victoria. She's blocked. Great block cover. Sent across by Bree Kelly. And Bree Kelly gets the kill.
Oh, and
it's a net violation on LSU.
The kill stealer on this, Bree Kelly, all the way over on the left side of the court. After that ball, somehow, I'm stealing your words, somehow is your favorite, comes up off of that on hit coverage, and Kelly redirects it behind her, all the way to left front for LSU. What a smart play.
A backhanded shot. That was, I've never seen anything like it.
Well, yeah, I guess you could call it backhanded.
From the middle?
Yeah, she turned her thumb away from her, and was just smart, though. That's just flat-out court awareness. She knew that everybody's crowded up under the right side for LSU, so she went to the left.
Timeout, LSU. We'll keep it right here while we have the chance. Let's get in a station identification. This is Time Now.
What are they showing on their phone?
23-22. Onwusi with a huge rip just moments ago, but then a net violation, which would have been a kill for Bree Kelly, but the net violation gives Florida 1 point lead as Williams checks in for LSU. Then will come out, the libero back in for the Tigers in Larkin. Beeson serves. A point here, and Gators get to match point. Here's the Beeson serve. Pass made Flickinger. Set outside to Flickinger. And she kills it. We're tied at 23.
Flickinger taking a line inside Bree Kelly. We saw Emily Kanan there in the seam of the block, but there's a lot of angle inside the block. What a great shot.
Monet checks in along with Vondran. Vondran, back row setter. And Mary Wise wants a timeout, tied at 23.
Their second timeout.
We'll take a timeout here as well and send Josh over to the Gator huddle. Big point coming up. Will it be a set point for LSU or will it be a match point for Florida? Tied at 23 here in the fourth with the Gators up 2-1. Back after this timeout on the Gator Sports Network from Learfield. For us from that Gator huddle.
Well, normally in the Gator huddle, you get some input from the head coach, Mary Wise, and a follow-up by associate head coach Dave Booz. This one, all Wise. And came out with the game plan, knows exactly what she wants her squad to do, but the positivity and the excitement in the huddle is palpable. Florida enjoying this pressure and where they are in the match, and the opportunity here to close it out against an opponent who just will not go away. Back to you.
Thank you, Josh. In serve receive, Victoria, Kanan, and McKissick left to right. Beeson behind them, stacked right, along with Stuckey and Bree Kelly. LSU with Onwusi, Vondren, Flickinger, Larkin, Dotson, and serving Bonet. Here's the serve. Pass Kanan. Tracked down by Stuckey, out to the outside. Victoria misses it long. Mary Wise, I think, is going to challenge.
All the Gators on the court
She
there
will.
saying that one is in, encouraging Wise to use the challenge for this one.
So here Mary Wise pulls out the green card, challenging that the ball was in, not long.
And the ball was deep for sure.
Yes.
But a beautiful swing and set up exactly as was spoken of in the huddle. There's an if-then situation that's laid out. Went exactly as according to plan by the Gators, and Victoria saw the shot that she wanted and took it, swung deep. If it is indeed in, then that's just by the numbers playbook play from Florida Gators.
We do not have a look at it here courtside, so we can't even give you our opinion as it's being looked at by the replay official on the far side, James Phillips, who will confer when he has the call with the down official, Christian Krzyzak. And trying to read his lips, I can't, but it looks like he's asking for another angle from what I think I could be a lip reader for. He's calling the down official over, is the replay official James Phillips.
Well, you got to have
And the
indisputable
decision's in.
evidence, right? Indisputable evidence to
Yes.
overturn the call.
And it is out. So Mary Wise loses the challenge and then loses that challenge for further use. LSU 24, Florida 23. Gators had led this one 19-15. Late. LSU with a set point opportunity. Florida needs something in the side-out offense here. Pass Kanan. Stuckey to Bree Kelly. LSU keeps it alive. Sends it across. Free ball. Where will Florida go? To the right side, nobody's there. Just sent across by Beeson. LSU with a chance. Flickinger, high in the air it goes. Played by Victoria. Stuckey sets the right side. Back row, Beeson. Dug up. Vondren sends it across. Joust, won by Florida. Vondren plays the ball high in the air. Flickinger tips it. Played up by Beeson. Stuckey sets the outside. Victoria off hands. Gets the kill. We're tied at 24.
So a mental error there, a freshman error to begin with, as after the slide, Stuckey tried to set Beeson at the right side. Beeson's in the back row. Saw the adjustment on the second one, obviously wanted to go with the D ball, the right back. Got back under control there. Solid joust at the net. Florida's still in play here.
Here's Trinity Adams, the sophomore serving. Great serve played by Larkin. Out to Flickinger. Dug up by McKissick. Gators with a chance. Go outside to Markova, and Markova kills it. Gets the Gators the match point.
And the celebration afterwards, Markova standing ahead above everybody else in the huddle saying, let's go.
Maybe in Russian, though.
No, I was reading lips on that
Okay.
one.
Everyone in the Exact Tech Arena on their feet at 25-24 Florida. Another great serve. Pass made. Set to Onwusi, and she kills it.
And you got to expect that Onwusi using all of her jump and all of her reach just to swing over top of the block. Not a hard-driven ball, but a difficult one to defend because when you set up the block takes away an area of the court that the floor defense is not in.
Flickinger in to serve. Markova, McKissick, and Adams in serve receive. Adams with the pass, solid this time. Set to the outside. Markova buries one again. She just reared back and ripped.
Markova's had a few rotations of rest off on the bench. Comes out strong, comes out fresh. Doing everything she can to shoulder this team and finish when called upon.
Here's a serve forthcoming from Bree Kelly at match point. Oh, shanked! Two players collided. They've got to send it across, and we have a call from the official. That's 4 hits, and the Gators have survived in 4 against LSU.
Thunderous effort from the outside at Markova. Right when the Gators needed it, came in with 2 huge swings. And then, of course, the follow-up serve, Bree Kelly, I mentioned early, anytime you can get passers to have to make decisions on who's going to play the ball, you get situations like that. What a way to finish.
What a match, and it ends in 4 tonight, 27-25 Florida, as the Gators avoid one LSU set point where they could have tried to force a 5th, and the Gators win their 2nd match in a row, improve to 4-1 in SEC play, 12-3 overall, 9-1 here on the home court. LSU 10-7, 4-3 in conference play. And these two teams, guess what, Josh? We'll do it again tomorrow at 3 o'clock.
Gonna run it back.